Hello everyone. In this video, let us try to understand how to work on DTAN515 week 1 DIS 1.2. Okay, for this purpose for writing this article like this discussion, you are supposed to select any one option. You are given two options over here. Among these two, you are supposed to select any one option. Okay, it is very clearly given and you can easily understand what to write. But let me try to help you understand that. So for first, if you choose first option, it is very important that you select one industry initially. Without selecting industry, it is not at all possible to address this task properly. Okay. So you are supposed to select one industry. You take any industry, you can list what kind of industries are there which can adopt healthcare, adopt big data applications. Okay. So go to ChatGPT or like Google, search what industries are specifically they can adopt big data. Just try to identify. You can list at least 50 industries. Among those industries, select one particular industry which is unique, and based on that, your next task will continue. Okay. So, for example, if you choose X industry, now identify what are the key factors that makes that industry to adopt big data. Okay, big data technology. Now you don't list to three or four, just try to list 10 to 15 factors. 10 to 10 key driving factors means what is the reason? Driving factor means most important reasons. Maybe they can be benefits. Okay, so like that. So you are supposed to identify what are the key factors needs for big data adoption for that particular industry. It should be very specific. Okay, you are supposed to write it specifically related to the that particular industry. Next, again, you will be identifying challenges. What are the key obstacles to implementation? Say, for example, because of certain reasons, whatever the key driving factors you mentioned above, that particular industry, whatever the selected industry, you wanted to adopt big data technology, but there are certain obstacles that are restricting implementation of big data adoption. Maybe it can be cost, over cost, or like infrastructural cost. Like there will be a lot of other issues. Okay, so they might be obstructing uh, adoption of big data technology by the selected industry. Now, with the specific information, like you should ask ChatGPT or anything, like whatever the research tool you're using, you should specifically identify related to the industry. Okay, so make sure you search about it, list 10 to 15 obstacles. Now you write about those obstacles, at least a couple of four or five obstacles that are obstructing implementation of big data by that particular industry. Okay. So after these two sections, last third one is you need to identify potential solutions to those challenges. Now you identify that cost is the major issue because of which big data adoption is a difficulty. So now you should address how that can be solved. Okay. What is the key solution for doing that? How we can overcome that particular abstraction? You identify four or five abstractions. For those four or five abstractions, you are supposed to provide solutions, how it can be overcome. Okay. So this is about first task. Next, what role does organizational cultural culture play in big data adoption? This should be specifically discussed related to your industry. So, for example, organizational culture means what kind of technologies we have, what kind of people we are having, people mindsets, resistance. So there will be a lot of issues that can be discussed. Okay. So organizational culture, you should understand what is meant by organizational culture, and based on that, how it play important role in big data adoption. This should be clearly addressed. Now, so all this information cannot be addressed in 300 words. So I suggest you to take at least 500 words to complete this task. All right. Clearly address all the elements of the that required questions. Okay. So for first option, write it in 300 words, and second option maybe 100 or 200 words. Otherwise, like take 400 words for the first option and second option in 100 words. Right. So give proper references and use APA 7 format. Now let us come to the second option. In the second option, you can see there are three questions. First thing is you should compare strength and limitations of traditional surveys, big data, and hybrid approaches. Okay. So you can take some key factors and we can discuss. Otherwise, for each element, you should discuss strengths and limitations of each element. Okay. So basically, the purpose is to make you compare traditional surveys, big data analytics, and hybrid approaches, combination of multiple things. So here, what kind of factors you are supposed to identify? Maybe cost, quality. So there will be certain factors you need to identify before start working on that. There will be certain elements based on which we will be deciding what option do I need to go with traditional survey, big data analytics, or hybrid approaches. First, identify what factors makes you decide on which tool you want to use. You understand? Based on that, now compare. If you consider time, so what is the best option? If you consider data size, what option you choose? Quality of output, what option you choose? Like that, based on that, if you discuss, na, so it will be very easy for you to address it. So, for example, traditional surveys are easy to implement. Maybe big data analytics require a lot of infrastructure to perform it. Okay, so you need to know some new technologies that can be challenged. Okay, so traditional surveys are better in usage, easy to use. Big data analytics is not that much better. Okay, if you take hybrid approaches, maybe it's a combination of both. So it's okay. Like some liberal it will be, like somewhere it will be benefit. In that way, you choose easy to use possibly. Next one, cost of implementation. Next, another option. So like that, if you choose options, then you can clearly compare each and every element. All right. So that's one thing. After that, you should address the second question. Present a scenario where big data could enhance or replace traditional survey methods. It's a straight question to just identify how big data can be better when compared to traditional survey. We try to put some counter arguments, but majorly you should address how big data can replace traditional surveys. We can write 100 words on this, right? So third question, discuss potential ethical implementations of this transition. Say, for example, if you are converting your traditional survey from approaches from traditional survey to if you want to upgrade yourself to big data, what kind of ethical implications can be known? So that properly you should identify those things. Okay, so 100 words you can write about it. But it's so mostly first the first section write 100 to 200 words. Second question 100 words. Third question 100 words is done. Basic discussion 400 words is enough. Got it? So try to work in this way and provide me proper references and provide better input. Okay. All the best, guys. Thank you so much.